Well, I'm in a toilet. Not just any old toilet. This is a toilet inside a very haunted prison. Shepton Mallet. Now, I've been here a few times, and if you listen, there are voices outside that I can hear in the distance. But the other noises in here are definitely coming from within these four walls. Oh, I've got to go up there. Just say I've been here a few times, and I still feel we've never truly explored the whole thing, because the whole team's not been down here. And I do find it, especially this wing, this is C wing, and it's very claustrophobic. Claustrophobic by the very nature, it's a prison obviously, but I mean just look. Now, these look like single beds cells. All I'm doing is hearing movement, and you will be hearing that too. I haven't asked out. I haven't basically done anything. It's very light outside, as you can see, but right now there's no one in any of these cells. What is that? Thought that was a cell then. Oh. I would imagine that's kind of done up like a warder's apartment in here, I guess. Listen. Hello? Birds. I've just heard a bird. Hello? Okay, those noises are not paranormal. They're of the feathery kind. Okay, kind of makes me feel a bit more at ease. So, let's walk out around and ask. Is anyone here? We know this place is incredibly haunted. People have died here for hundreds of years. Some of the bodies of those poor souls, I shouldn't say they're all poor souls, because some of them had deserved what they got, but are still buried on these grounds. And if you're still buried on these grounds, can you please communicate with me? Show me you're here. Now I've said it's the birds, there's no sounds whatsoever. I'm not sure. They're birds, they're seagulls. Right, I'm going to go downstairs. Now I've come up and realised that there's no ghosts up. Now that I've realised that I'll put my teeth back in a second, that the noises were birds, not anything paranormal. Let's start at the bottom. Let's go through here and just see what's going on. What's through there? Wow. This place is cavernous. I'm only in one wing, and across there, you won't be able to see that, but across there there's other buildings, and Ah, the execution room. Now then, this is something I have a little knowledge of. Not that I've ever been executed, obviously, but wow. Now what I do know about this bit, this was built purposefully just for the Americans, because the Americans had this whole place for a while during World War II, and this is where they executed their own soldiers. So although a lot of people might want to think that lots of people were hanged here, I don't know the amount. It's probably on one of these walls here, but I think there was 7. I could correct me if I'm wrong. But American personnel who were hanged in this very room for whatever it was they did wrong. And this, by the very depiction on the wall, would have been their death cell. The night they would have spent before walking from here into there. Now, I know this was a military base at the time, so they may have had a different method of executing, but I hope I'm not going to bore anyone here, but let me just take you through what would have actually happened from their point of view. So usually the door that the hangman would have come in, they would have had a chair facing away from the door. So the chair would have forced them to have their back towards the door. The hangman would walk in and take them by their right or left hand, forcing them to stand up, and because they had their back to them, they would turn. And as they turned, it gave them a pivot to carry on turning them, to have their back once again to them, so they could pinion their arms. It was a simple movement. Their arms would be pinioned here. They would then be turned around, walked through this door, and in some places they wouldn't have had an actual door. There would be like a bookshelf that slid, so they wouldn't know the hanging room was next door to them. Obviously here they did. They would walk through here, and on the trapdoors they would have a cross for them to stand. Usually on the wall opposite they would have a religious symbol, again usually a cross. The beam would be above here. The rope would have already been stretched overnight and would be here, and it would sort of be looped with a tiny piece of cotton holding the loop on, which would break, and that would break when the drop happened. So they would walk straight through, and as they turned here to face their final view of life, the assistant would pinion their feet while the hangman would hood them first and then noose them. And the noose, the slip knot would be placed here under the left ear. And so when the drop happened, the noose would come around to the front under their chin. It would throw their chin up and thus break their neck, and certainly render them unconscious, if not dead straight away. If they were unconscious, they would still be strangled to death, but they wouldn't know it. They'd be unconscious. Now on here, let me just have a quick. These are the 2 types of nooses. Everyone thinks this is the noose, but this is more of an American type of noose. We generally used this sort of noose, especially later on in the 1800s. And this is what would slip round and be under your chin. This depiction of English noose is usually incorrect, or they depict it in places that are incorrect. And that there is this building which is added on and built by the Americans. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on about history and carry on asking out, because this must be incredibly boring for you. Oh, I'm lost. Is anyone here? Is anyone that died in this hanging room or used these walking corridors as their last steps before eternity struck? Are you here? Are any of you here? There's a car alarm going off in the distance, but that's... I guess this is depicting the room the hangman would have slept in. If you're here, I just feel fine. I really don't feel like I know there's stuff here, but I don't feel threatened. I feel like I'm just walking around a prison, which is, in a sense, what I am doing, I guess. What's through here? Come with me. There's another wing. What wing is this? Good, right out loud. There's a dummy of American servicemen in there. And there's some other stuff. Now this looks a bit more secure because there's only one side. Now normally, I wonder, unless this could be a woman's part of the prison at one point. The reason I say that is because it's very similar to a lot of women's prisons I've seen in the past that just have this one side for some reason. Are you here? If you are, can you make a sound? Hey, what the hell was that? Well, I know what it was. It was a door. I don't know what's up here. Oh, I'm going too quick up those stairs. I'll fall over. Hello? That was definitely a door slamming. Why is it in prisons that the doors slamming? I suppose it's the loud and the echo that gets you rather than anything else. There's no one, these doors are all open. Right, I'm going to carry on down this, but these doors are all open. You'll see them as we go past. It didn't seem like it was this end. Thank you. Can you do it again? And on this level, the atmosphere's changed. Okay, I've just heard another ting, but then that was like a bird afterwards, so I'm just assuming that was another bird. Hello? Good grief. These must have just been offices, I'm assuming. Yeah, kitchen in there. Right, let's go back to where I wasn't feeling too good. Well, I was feeling okay, but it's feeling more present. Okay. If you banged a door, can you bang another one? I was about to ignore that then, because I thought it might be a bird, but I've not heard anything. Hello? There was a noise back there. Hello? Where's that stuff? Crumbs, there's another level up there as well. Can you show yourself to me? I don't mean you any harm or disrespect, but if you slam the door, can you do it again? What was that? Hello? I just heard like a Come on, walk for me. Walk towards me. I would just love to know how these doors just slam. Is it a physical spirit that looks like you and I pushing the door? Is it just an energy that explodes to make the door move? Let's go into this. This room is quite dark in here, and it feels quite. It's going backwards. How horrible is that? I mean, good grief. Okay. This is not nice at all. I feel claustrophobic in here. I know. The walls are there to make me feel claustrophobic, but I'm not claustrophobic in any way, shape or form. I feel oppressed. Again, I'm in a jail cell. What the That was another one. Hello? Good grief. Hello? Good grief. That's two doors that slam now, with some other strange noises. And I'm clearly not on my own. And I don't think that times I've been here, I've ever been to this particular cell or wing before. I mean, there's no sounds. Hello? Can you make a sound for me, please? Can you shut another door? Can you Right, that was another sound. Can you tap on something? Can you walk towards me? If you made that sound just then, can you do it again? Thank you. Can you do it once again for me, please? Nothing. Why is it? Always, seemingly, when you're either not pointing the camera at it, or when you're in another room, let's go up the top of these stairs. Let's go up here. Right, it's really hot up here actually. Now it's quite cold below. And I'm assuming, oh, crying out loud. What the hell? I'm going to carry on down here because this wing has been making some sounds. I know it's very bright, but Let's go down here. Such a great place, this. Right, let's walk through here. Hello? If you're here, can you make a sound? You can touch me. Push me, kick me, throw me to the floor. And have your wicked way with me if you wish. Kind of rather you didn't do that, to be fair, but this is very eerie in here. I don't know what this place was before. I mean, I hope it's a prison, but I don't know what. I mean, there's a buzzing sound. I'm not going to go in, there's a buzzing sound in there, and that'll just ruin the already appalling audio. Oh, no, the buzzing's here. Right. So, okay, that's a toilet. All roads leads. What the hell is through here? Leads to toilets. This place is such a mishmash of things, and it's so difficult to know where you are. Another wing. I'm going to go back this way. I've got a. The trouble is when you've got a place so huge, and some of you out there who've done these things in large places, you'll kind of stand testament to the fact that you can get not lost, but the investigation can get lost by trying to look everywhere. And since we've got such a short time, I need to stick in one area and one area only, which is here. And again, is that water? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem there's no water on the floor. Is there any water? No, that's not water drips. That's definitely not water drips. Right, that's the level I just went up. If you saw the staircase, that would have been at the staircase would go to that level. Come on, please, if you're here, I haven't got long. Can you slam another door? Can you copy this? I'm hearing those taps all over. I suppose it could be paint. There's a lot of paint chips on the ceiling. So I'm wondering whether some of those are just falling off and creating that noise. Did you hear that? Hello? Did you just whistle? Can you copy me? Can you whistle again? Right, that was right by my ear. The only place that could have come from was in there. And that is empty as an empty thing. Good grief. That was loud. Thank you. I didn't like that. Can you do it? There's another click. Can you do it again? That was very intrusive. Can I ask, if you're making these clicking sounds and they're not just a natural thing, can you make another one now? The reason I stopped a little bit is because there was one halfway through that sentence, but I think they're just normal, not paranormal. Well, thank you for that. Can you do it again? I know these are only half an hour long, but they are. I mean, you think doors have slammed. And again, I was going to say, I don't think it's necessarily doing what I ask it to do, it's just doing what it does. But saying that, it's clearly whistled when I asked it to whistle back. Thank you. Can you, once again, slam a door? Can you slam a door? Can you walk towards me? What is in there? I can't. I want to. Let me turn the infrared on. Oh, I see. They're just under construction. See the old brickwork. Wow. I know you're here. And thank you for what you've done. Be very quiet now, though. That was a bird. Showers. Don't want that to slam. Right, well, this is kind of where we came in to this bit, so I'm going to walk back down the other way to where we were. Let's end in the hanging room where we started. I think that's been really good, absolutely brilliant. Those doors were, and there's no reason for them to slam because they're not slamming now, and they wouldn't slam because you imagine when this was an actual prison, if the doors could slam, there'd be noise all day long of door slamming. I mean, there probably was anyway, to be fair, but not natural door slamming. It's such an eerie place. I don't think you'd have to spend many, many years trying to find your way around. And here we are, back to where quite a few people lost their lives. If you're here for one last moment, can you please show me you're here? Can you please move something in this room? There's nothing to move, but can you knock on the floor? Now, I reckon that was probably the mechanism under there. That's where the lever would have been to send them to eternity. Well, there's nothing in here. To the 7 American servicemen that died here, I don't know what you did and what your crimes were. But as the penalty of the time, I guess you were justly served. But the rest of this place is full of so many people, so many different walks of life, over so many different ages, generations, centuries, that have been executed. As I say, some are still here, and we've just scratched the surface just now. Oh, I'd like to do more. Anyway, I'm going to go back now. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you've enjoyed that one. That was good. I did.